The power bill came yesterday, and you did not open it out on the porch the way you open the rest of the mail. You carried it inside, and you set it on the counter with the others, face down, and you have been not looking at it ever since. I know that because near everybody does the same, and every year that envelope is a little fatter than the year before. And every year you have a little less say over what is inside it. And somewhere a very long way from your kitchen, in a building you will never stand in, a man you will never meet sits down and decides what it is going to cost you this year to keep your own lights burning in your own house. There was a time, and it was not so long ago, when the idea of putting together a little of your own electricity meant a whole wall of strange and frightening parts, and $1,000 you did not have, and a real fear that you would wire it wrong and burn the house down around your family. And I want to tell you as plain as I can, that time is over. It ended quietly while most folks were not paying attention, and almost nobody has noticed that it ended. My name is Silas Crane. I'm a hillman, and I have lived a good part of my life with no grid at all running to my place, and the rest of it owing the power company just as little as I could manage to. And I will tell you straight, solar got so cheap and so simple while nobody was watching that a man my age with these old hands and no special training of any kind can set up a small working system on a Saturday afternoon for about $300. And then never have to think about it again. The part that ought to make you a little angry is how long they were content to let you believe it was hard. Because hard kept you on the grid. Hard kept that fat envelope coming to your counter every single month. Hard was good for everybody except you. So stay with me. By the end of this, you are going to know the 4 pieces that a small solar setup needs, and what each one of them actually does. In plain words a man can use. You are going to know what about $300 honestly buys you, and just as important, what it honestly will not, because I am not going to sell you a dream the equipment cannot deliver. And you are going to know the one piece of safety I want you to mind above all the rest. Because electricity is the single thing on this whole channel that I am going to ask you to treat with real and genuine respect. Let me start with what most folks get wrong, because it is the very thing that scares people off before they ever take the first step. They believe, deep down, that solar is an all-or-nothing proposition. They think you either spend $30,000 and put panels all over your roof to run your entire house off the sun, or else you do nothing at all. And so, faced with $30,000, they do nothing. But that was never the real choice, and it is certainly not the choice today. The real choice, the one that has changed everything and that hardly anyone has heard about, is the small system. Just enough to keep the lights on, to charge the phones, to run a fan on a hot night, to keep a radio and a small cooler going right through a storm or a long power outage. You do not have to power the whole house to change your life. You only have to power the handful of things that truly matter when the grid quits on you. And that does not cost $30,000. It costs a few hundred. You start there with the things that matter, and you grow it from there as you are able, year by year. That is the door nobody showed you, and it has been standing open for a while now. Now here are the 4 pieces, and I am going to name each one the way you will see it written in the catalog or on the website, so that you know exactly what you are looking at when you go to buy. The first piece is the panel. That is the dark glass sheet that drinks in the sunlight and turns it into electricity. For a small starter setup, you want somewhere around 100 watts of panel, and a 100-watt panel will run you somewhere around $80 to $100 these days, which is roughly a quarter of what that very same panel cost not so many years ago. And that collapse in price is the whole reason this video is even possible. You set the panel wherever the sun strikes it for the most hours of the day, a south-facing patch of roof, or a clear spot of open ground. tilted up to face the sun square. The second piece is the charge controller. And this little box is the one that beginners are forever tempted to skip to save a few dollars, and you must not. Here is what it is for. The power coming off that panel comes in rough and uneven, strong and surging in the full noon sun, weak and fading the moment a cloud crosses over. If you ran that rough power straight into your battery, you would cook the battery and ruin it in short order. The charge controller sits in between the panel and the battery, and it smooths that rough power out and meters it into the battery gentle and steady, filling it properly and never overcharging it. A good small one is only $20 or $30. It is the cheapest piece in the whole system, and it protects the most expensive piece you own. Do not, under any circumstances, skip it. The third piece is the battery, and this is the true heart of the whole thing. Because here is the plain fact of solar. The sun does not shine at night, and your trouble, the storm and the outage and the long cold dark, your trouble almost always comes at night. So the battery is what stores up the day's sunshine so that you still have power to draw on after the sun goes down. For years and years, this was the dear part and the heavy part, the old lead-acid batteries, big and heavy as a car battery and just as fussy. But today, if you can stretch your budget to reach it, the far better choice is the lithium kind, the kind you will see written as LiFePO4. It lasts many times longer than the old lead batteries. It asks for no fussing and no maintenance, and it weighs a fraction of what the old ones did. It is the single biggest piece of your $300. It is where the bulk of your money is going to go, and I will tell you plainly, it is worth every cent of it. The fourth and last piece is the inverter, and here is what it is for. The panel and the battery both deal in one particular kind of electricity, the low voltage direct current kind, the same kind your truck and its battery use. But the lamps and the tools and the chargers inside your house all run on a different kind, the higher voltage alternating kind that comes out of the wall sockets. The inverter is simply the box that turns the one kind into the other, so that you can plug an ordinary lamp or a fan or a phone charger straight into it and have it work just as it would in the wall. A small one is $20 or $30, and some of the small all-in-one units sold now have the inverter built right in, alongside the controller and the battery, in one box, which makes it simpler still. And that is the whole of it. Panel, controller, battery, inverter. The sun comes in through the panel. The controller meters it gently into the battery. The battery holds it through the night, and the inverter hands it out to your lamp in a form the lamp can use. 4 pieces, and they connect together about as simply as joining up lengths of garden hose, with the wires color marked and the directions printed right there in the box. Let me stop here a moment, because what I am about to say is the most honest and the most important thing in this entire video, and I will not let you walk away without it firmly in hand. $300 does not run your house. I want to say that as flat and as plain as a man can say a thing, so that nobody is disappointed and nobody feels misled. It will not run your air conditioner. It will not run your electric stove, or your water heater, or your clothes dryer. Those great appliances eat more electricity in an hour than a small system like this one makes in a whole week, and it is no use pretending otherwise. What $300 will do, and do genuinely well, is keep your lights burning, your phones and a tablet charged, a fan moving the air on a hot night, a radio bringing you the news, and a small cooler or a few hours of a small refrigerator running right through a blackout. And do not for one moment think that is a small thing. When the ice storm takes the whole county down for 3 days, the man with this little $300 setup has light to see by, and news to hear, and a charged phone to call his daughter, and a cold place to keep his insulin or his heart medicine, while every one of his neighbors is sitting helpless in the cold dark. It is a foundation, and you build upon it as you are able. another panel next year, a bigger battery the year after. But I will not let you spend $300 believing you are going to unplug from the power company tomorrow morning, because you are not. What you are going to do is take the first real and solid step toward it, and that first step is genuinely worth the taking. And now the safety, because I mean every word of it. The small direct current side of the panel, the battery, the little things you charge and plug straight in, is low voltage and gentle to work with. And so long as you follow the directions, and you put a fuse exactly where the directions tell you to put a fuse, I would not be afraid of it, and you need not be either. But the very moment anyone starts talking about wiring solar power into your house's own wall circuits, into your breaker box, into the panel where the power company's lines come in, that is no longer a Saturday afternoon project, and it is no longer mine to teach you, and I will not. That work, done wrong, can kill you, and it can burn your house down with your family inside it. And on top of all that, it is against the law in most places for anyone but a licensed electrician to do it, and the law is right. So here is my honest line, and I hold to it without exception. The small standalone setup, the kind you charge up and plug your lamp straight into, that you can absolutely build and run yourself with care and a fuse. But tying solar into the wiring of your home, you hire the man with the license every time. There is no shame at all in it, and there is a very great deal of plain good sense in it, and a man who tells you otherwise is a man who has never seen what house current does to a body. The Flatlander believes in his bones that he has no choice at all but that ever-fattening envelope on his counter every month. World without end. Amen. The hillman knows that a few $100s in one Saturday afternoon buys him a small corner of his own life that the power company cannot reach into and the storm cannot take away. Here is the cost, laid out plain. A 100-watt panel, $80 to $100. A charge controller, $20 or $30. A LiFePO4 battery, which is the bulk of it. A small inverter, $20 or $30. About $300 all told for a setup that will keep the essential things of life running through any blackout that comes. And that pays you back the very first night the grid fails and your neighbors sit in the dark. Start small, start this month, and grow it as you are able. Next time, I am going to show you the $3 trick that keeps a tool or a hinge or any piece of good iron from ever rusting again. The thing the fellow who sold you your last tool somehow never got around to mentioning. It is the natural next step after this one. Until then, stay ready, stay curious, and remember, the folks who settled these mountains with their bare hands knew things we are only just starting to remember.